Hello, my beautiful baddies. Welcome back to yet another episode of Your Inner Baddie Speaking. We've talked a lot in these episodes about like what you can do individually during your inner baddie journey and what you're doing yourself and how you can kind of change your own environment and change, your patterns to become more confident, to become, the best version of you essentially. But this episode is all kind of around your actual, like who you surround yourself and how that plays a lot into your journey. And obviously, like, I think a lot of this journey stems from within. I think confidence blooms from within. I think it's very much a matter of self-love and what you pour into yourself. But your environment and like who you surround yourself really does make a huge impact on how you're able to, like, where you're going to go and how you're going to be able to achieve what you want to achieve. And I think it's really important not to ignore that, like, there are outside factors that will play into your journey. And so one of the things that, like, I think was tough for me during this journey was to really assess, and we've kind of talked about it, and like assessing what's good and what's not good for you and aligning to what you need, especially for like the person that you want to become, like aligning yourself as if you're already there to make sure that your internal and your external reflect that, so that way you can become that best version of yourself. But in doing so, like we really do, like you can't ignore the environment that you're in and you can't ignore who you surround yourself with. And I struggled with, I guess, just essentially like taking a good hard look at like who is in my life and evaluating that. And I know that sounds like so weird. It sounds like work, like, we're at like performance reviews and like I'm evaluating somebody, but like you kind of do have to be objective and look at from like without your emotions and without all of the history that you have with people and without all of like those attachments that you can have to the people in your life. You have to take a good hard look at like who you are in a room with, who you are surrounding yourself, and that goes for the things that you consume too, but we're going to focus on like who, specifically the people that are in your life. And I mean that holistically. Like we've talked about, like if you don't like your job, get out of it. Your job is part of it. Like if you're in a job where people who are there are not lifting you up, if you're surrounded by a manager or coworkers or people who just are like preying on your downfall, basically, it is not that you can't thrive, but it's going to be 10 times harder, probably more, to thrive in a situation where those people don't have your back. Those people are not looking out for you. Those people just don't have your best interests at heart. And I think that's the hardest thing when you're taking a hard look at like who's in your life, is assessing, do those people actually, and I mean actually, have your best interests at heart? And it's hard because you think like, somebody who you've been friends with for 10 years or somebody that, you had an instant connection with, or even relationships and family members and things like that. It's like, oh, I have history, or I know their heart and I know who they are. And you want to think, especially if you're like me, you want to see the good in people. So you're going to naturally believe that somebody that is in your life, especially ones who are not family members because you have chosen for them to be in your life. I mean, you have actively decided that this person I like enough to have around me and to have around my life. And so, you'll look at those people and you'll say, well, I made good judgment calls, right? Like I looked at those people, I interacted with those people, I saw enough good qualities to decide that I want to have them in my life. And so when you're, taking a look at these people and deciding, like, not deciding, but like evaluating, I guess, like where their intentions are and where their support of you is, sometimes it can be very hard to grasp that those people who you believe the best in, who you want to have in your life, are not always the people who have your back. They're not always the people who are rooting for you. They're not always the people who are talking about you in rooms that you're not in. And I don't mean in a bad way. I mean, like, they're opening up doors for you, or they're talking positively about you and you're not even there. Those are the people who should be in your circle. Those are the people that you need to surround yourself with to not only go on your journey and like help yourself get to the place that you want to be, but to have others in your life who are also helping you to get you where you want to be, who are like those people who are your cheerleaders, who are, even when you're not there, they're hyping you up, they're making sure that you get to be the best possible versions of yourself, because they want you to get there and they're rooting for you and they are doing whatever they can to help you achieve that, because those are the people that are truly in your corner. And I'm sure, all had friends who, especially women, it's just a lot harder. I think that we're bred and like built up to like have this sort of competition sense ingrained in us. And we're like, we will look and we will compare and we will, if we see somebody else that's happy, it's supposed to be like a shot at our happiness. And I think that does have a lot to do with inner work of people. Like, if you are happy within yourself, you're not comparing yourself to others. But even though you're taking this journey and you want to be the most confident version of yourself, does not mean everybody in your life is on the same page. Some people like to stay stagnant. They like to be comfortable. They like to just kind of be where they are, or they might be in a mindset of like what we, like, especially women, we're raised on like this competition. Like, if she's happy, I almost need to like knock her down a peg, or at least I'm not happy that she's happy because I should be happy. And it's really just a projection of like, if you're not happy, you're not happy that other people are happy, and they haven't done the inner work. But like, we are not here, like, we are here to help them if they want to help themselves. If they do not want to help themselves, then like, I'm sorry, those are not your people. So for women, it can be a little bit more difficult because you really have to look at your friendships specifically and go like, are they rooting for me when I'm not there? Are they even supporting me when they are there? Like, are they your biggest supporter when you're taking on a project, or when you're, doing self-work, or when you're excited about something, when you get that promotion, when you do something that makes yourself proud and you tell that person? Are they happy for you? Are they genuinely happy for you? And I'm not talking like, oh my God, yay, like, good for you. No, that's not somebody who's happy for you. I'm talking about the person who's like clapping it up. They might buy you flowers. Like, I've had friends, when I got promoted or when I got a new job, they sent me flowers. And that's a friend. That's not even that's not a romantic relationship. That is a friend. Those are the people who are truly backing you, who want the best for you. So it gets really difficult to sort of examine all of these people in your life and really honestly tell yourself, okay, do they really have my best interests at heart? Are they actually happy for me? Do they want the best for me? When I succeed, are they jealous? Are they upset? Are they passive aggressive about it? Do they talk shit about you to other people? And those are not things that are fun to think about. Those are not things that are easy to think about. And it's really hard to kind of take your feelings about your friendships, specifically friendships, to take your feelings out of it and actually say like yes or no to those questions. And unfortunately, like I've had to look at people who I really loved and had to kind of come to the understanding that like I really want the best for them. It does not appear that they feel the same way about me, or they are only happy when they are succeeding, and therefore that translates into happiness for me. But if they are stuttering, or they are falling back on things, or if something is going even like just stagnant in their life, then they are not happy for me. So you also have to be careful of that. Okay, yeah, they've been happy for me. They've been, by my side in certain situations. Is that when they are also succeeding? Are they only there for you or happy for you when they are doing well? Because I'm not gonna lie, like people can really change when they're going through things. And it's okay, like it's tough to go through hard shit. It's tough to take a look at yourself in the mirror. Like it's hard. You understand because you're doing the work. You are here listening to this because you want to get better. You want to be better because you know in your heart of hearts that you are already that person that you're looking forward to becoming. That is you. You're just on the journey to get there. So it's like, it's difficult to feel like people only want your success when they're successful, but that can be a big difference. And there are people who are only happy for you when they are happy. And even though people have to go through things, you will be there to support them, but you want them to support you no matter what. And that's really what like a reciprocal relationship, no matter what kind of relationship it is, it should be reciprocal in that sense that you guys are both really looking out for each other. You guys are both lifting each other up. And that is the big thing. Your community, the people that you surround yourself with, those people should lift you up. And if you start taking a look at your friendships, your relationships, because sometimes even romantic partners, I mean, like, I've seen it on TikTok. I've seen it like other people talk about it. You can get into a relationship with somebody who loves you and they are also jealous of you. And you can't stay in that relationship because they will only not be jealous of you if they get their shit together. But even if they get their shit together, what if your shit's a little bit better? I mean, they're still gonna, it's like, they're in a competition with you even though they love you. And it's the weirdest thing. I have no idea, because I would really think that if you are in a romantic relationship, like that should be your biggest supporter. Like that should be the person that you're like, oh my God, I want you to succeed. I want to see you reap the rewards of everything you're doing, because your success is my success and my success is your success. But unfortunately, that's not always the case. So like evaluating your friendships, your loved ones, family is a little bit more difficult because obviously a lot of people feel some type of way about blood ties. And like, if you are, blood ties sounds really weird, like I'm like talking about some cult shit, but I'm not. I just mean like if you're related to somebody, it's a little harder. And I do find that family can be extremely difficult when you're trying to find support, and that's not always going to be the place. But family, I will say, I will give a little bit of leeway on the fact that you just have to take, are the pros and cons, like, are the pros outweighing the cons, or can you just operate at a different level with them? Like, even if they're not always lifting you up, maybe sometimes you need tough love, or maybe you don't like certain things and you feel like a family member or family members really don't have your best at heart, but they have other redeeming qualities and you don't want to lose that relationship. That's okay. Just operate at a different level that you feel comfortable. Put in boundaries in place so that you, like we've talked about with having your inner peace, put in the boundaries that are going to make you feel at peace. So you might say, like, I still want to have a relationship with that person, but I just know that I can't give as much, or I can't do as much, or I have to have, you know, these boundaries in place to make sure that it's healthy for me. That's a-okay. And sometimes you might find that with friends. I would not say relationship, because I think that you two should just be madly in love. You should be wanting each other's success. You should be lifting each other up at every fucking point. That one I will ride or die on. They should be your biggest supporter, and you should be their biggest supporter. So we're not doing any like, let's settle here. No. Friends, you might decide like that friend, maybe they're just not going to be your really close friend anymore. Maybe that's somebody that you'll see in group settings, or somebody that like you'll be a friend to, but like in a very different sense, because that's not what you want out of it. But again, if they are jealous of you or they are not happy for you, that's something that I would heavily consider, is that really who you want in your life? Because again, if you are trying to be your best version, be your most confident self, do you really think that having people around you who, I'm going to say it again, who are preying on your downfall, do you really think that you can achieve those levels if you keep people like that in your life? Do you really think, because you're appeasing people at that point. We're not people pleasing anymore. We're establishing boundaries. We are doing what's best for us. So I would just say that maybe you can distance yourself, and if that works for you, that's okay. But ultimately, if somebody is really not lifting you up, please just be very honest with yourself on whether that person is worthwhile having in your life. But on the flip side, not just evaluating, but once you get to a point where you truly feel like the people in your life are there for you, they are your ride or dies, they are the people who are singing your praises, they are the ones who are celebrating your successes alongside you. When you are lifted up by your community, you feel even more empowered to lift yourself up. And I think that's the biggest thing here, is that you are working on yourself and you are doing the hard work day in and day out. And it can get tough sometimes. You might feel like it's difficult, and it is. And you might feel like you want to fall back a little, or maybe you feel like, it's a little tougher right now. When you have a community, that feeds into your strength. And so you are strong enough to take a look at yourself and say, I need to improve X, Y, Z. And when you feel like it's tough, that's when your community comes in and they're like, no, you got this. You are that girl. You are that man. You are that person. You are everything. And they're there to remind you of what they see and what you know within yourself. But maybe in that moment you can't see it. Or maybe it's just a little tougher to see it. They will remind you. And that's what I mean about having people in your life that lift you up. They give you that energy burst, not only when you're riding that high, they give you that energy burst when you're at a low. And that helps you get back up and try again. It is so overwhelmingly amazing to have people who are confident in who you are. They love who you are, and they support who you are, and they see the best version of you before you ever saw it. They look at you and they see the fucking world. They look at you and they see what you don't see all the time. And they're there to remind you. And I just feel like it's one of the most beautiful things in life to have somebody who chose to be in your life just like you chose to have them in your life. And for somebody who didn't know you your whole life, or maybe, they knew you for most of your life, but they don't know what goes on in your head. They don't know your day-to-day sometimes. But they still sit there, and it's like their eyes shine when they see you. They see the light in you, they see the love in you, they see the kindness in you, they see the caring in you, they see the person who just wants the best for themselves. They see the person who gives. They see the person who laughs and fills their memories with joy. I mean, those people see everything and they want you to know it. And they lift you up. And when they are successful, they want you to be successful. And when you're successful, they want to be right there with you. And when you guys are both both doing everything in your power to be the best versions of yourself, you can all get there. There's room for everyone's success at the top. They're not taking away any opportunities from you, and you're not taking away any opportunities from them. You're just fucking happy for each other. You're happy that each of you is working towards your goals, towards the best you, towards everything you've ever dreamed of. Those people want everything for you. Just like you want everything for your friends, your family, your loved ones, everybody. And it should be reciprocal. When you lift each other up, it's like you could go to new heights. Some people are not meant to take that ride with you. And it's hard. It's hard because when you are working on yourself and you see things clearer and you are starting to achieve more success and your energy is radiating more positive things into your life and you are attracting what you've always dreamed and desired, you need to have people around you who want that for you. You will get pulled down. Your energy will be drained if you are with people who do not want to see you win. If they do not want to see you win, they will do whatever they can to get in your head, spread shit to other people, or do what they can to take you down a notch. And you did not work this hard to let somebody else come on in and pull you down. And we talk about confidence blooms from within. Well, flowers cannot bloom if the soil beneath them is tainted, if it's not healthy. You can't thrive unless your environment is helping you thrive. And I fully believe that when you are working on yourself and you know where you want to go, you have to have people who are there to lift you up. And it's the best fucking feeling, because being in a room full of people who love and support you, it's magic, honestly. Those moments where I'm sitting with my friends and we are discussing what we want to do, what we want to be, I've never been around so many people who believe in the vision of themselves and me. And they see it before I do. I'll tell them even when I was launching this podcast, I'll never forget when I finally started saying it to people, the positive outpour that I had of people being proud of me and knowing that I could have achieved that at any time. I didn't know I could have. It took me a while to believe in myself, but I got there and they knew it before me. And those are the people who continue to lift me up, to continue to make me believe in me more than I already do. And it's just lovely to have people in your life who really are there for you, who really support you. And that will help you on your journey if you make sure that the people in your life are the ones who are saying your name in rooms where the doors haven't even opened for you, because they want to open those doors for you. They want to help you open that door. They want to help you get where you're going to go. And as much as you're blooming within, they want to make sure that you bloom everywhere. They want to help you. And you deserve to be around people who do that for you. You deserve to have people who believe in you. You deserve to have people who love you. You deserve to have people who celebrate your successes. You deserve to have people who believe in your success even when you don't. You deserve to be around a community that lifts you up higher than you ever thought you could go. Because those are the people that you're meant to have in your life. And the more that you weed out, and sometimes it can feel lonely because you want to have quality over quantity. You don't need to have 30 different friends just to have 30 different friends. You can have 3 friends who have your back no matter what and who are really there for you. That it'll be an adjustment for sure. When you start weeding out people who aren't really there for you, it can feel lonely. It can feel hard. It can feel like you've lost a piece of life. But really what you're gaining is that you don't have drama. You don't have people who are preying on your downfall. You don't have people who aren't looking out for you and therefore potentially trying to ruin some of the success that you're working towards. Instead, you'll be in a room full of people, you'll be in a life full of people who are always positive about you. Even when they're not positive in their lives, they're going to be positive about you. Because we're all going to go through things. We're all going to have hard days, hard lives. Well, not hard lives. I take that back. We're all going to have hard days. We're going to have hard moments. But your support system is everything. And when you weed out and you have that quality, you will eventually understand that you will not miss the quantity. You will have everything you need, because that's really all you need. You need people who are there to love and support you. And everybody else, goodbye. We don't have time for that here. Not when you're on the journey to be your baddest fucking self. All right, so with that, say it with me. I'm a fucking baddie. All right, love y'all till next time.